Have you ever just felt completely out of sync with the world? Like you're just a little bit offbeat? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into a philosophy called Crowbones Grove. It offers a really simple but kind of profound way to tune back into nature's rhythm.
Right at the very heart of this whole idea is this powerful mantra: ground, cleanse, manifest, return to nature's rhythm. Now, this isn't just some catchy tagline. It's the core practice, really. It's the central promise of this entire journey.
All right, so let's get into our first section, Return to Nature's Rhythm, which is framed as an invitation to reconnect. So, what does it actually mean to find that rhythm? Well, this philosophy sees it not as a demand, but as this wide-open invitation.
Let's kick things off with a question that, let's be honest, probably hits home for a lot of us. Do you ever feel out of sync? Like you're moving at a totally different speed than everything around you, getting constantly pulled by notifications and deadlines? It's such a common modern feeling, and it's the exact thing this whole philosophy is trying to address.
So what exactly is Crowbones Grove? It's not a physical place you can go visit. It's a philosophy. It's the idea of creating a sacred space, whether that's out in a forest or just inside your own mind, where nature, sound, and your spirit can all come together and unite. Now, the source material uses the term natural witchcraft, and it gives a really specific definition. This isn't what you're probably thinking from the movies. Instead, it's defined as a practical framework for reconnecting with the ancient harmony of the world. And the tools for this? They're concepts we actually see in modern wellness all the time. Things like energy cleansing, focusing your intention, and honoring the cycles of the year through seasonal rituals. Okay, so that brings us to Section 2, the 5 elemental guides, or as they're called here, the building blocks of connection. These elements are basically presented as the fundamental tools you use to forge that connection we've been talking about. So, you've definitely heard of the classic 4, but this philosophy includes a really crucial 5th element. We've got earth, air, fire, water, and finally, spirit. And these aren't just abstract ideas. They're seen as fundamental energies and actual guides that we can work with. First up is Earth. This one represents exactly what you'd think, the foundation. It's all about the energy of stability, of security, and that simple, vital practice of grounding ourselves right here in the present moment. Like that feeling of solid ground right under your feet. Then you've got air, which is described so beautifully as the whisper of the wind. This element is tied directly to our minds, to our intellect, the clarity of our thoughts, and the free flow of ideas and communication. It's really all about mental space and gaining perspective. Next up, we have fire. This is the active, energetic one. It's that spark of transformation, the fuel for our passions, and that internal force that really drives creation and powerful change in our lives. Following fire, we have water, which governs our deep inner world. It represents the flow of our emotions, those quiet currents of our intuition, and the really profound cleansing power of healing and just letting go. And finally, we have spirit. And this is what's so cool. Spirit is defined as the unseen force, the binding energy that connects the other 4. It's what weaves them all into a powerful whole and makes the entire system complete. It's the purpose that really animates the whole practice. So, with the elements as our guides, we now get to the core practice in Section 3, ground, cleanse, and manifest. This is the actionable 3-step path that leads back to harmony. The process flows in 3 really clear steps. First, you ground yourself by connecting with the Earth's energy to find stability. It's a lot like mindfulness, really. Second, you cleanse, which is all about clearing away those energetic blockages or that negative self-talk that makes you feel stuck. And finally, you manifest. In this context, that just means focusing your clear, grounded energy with a specific intention. Kind of like setting a clear goal in performance psychology to create positive change. All right, our final section is living in ancient harmony, which is the ultimate goal here. So, after all the grounding, cleansing, and manifesting, where does this path actually lead? What's the point of it all? The ultimate goal here isn't about gaining some secret knowledge or special power. It's much simpler than that. It's about reconnection. It's about learning to tune back into the world's ancient harmony and using natural guides, like the rhythm of the moon, to find your own internal rhythm again. And that brings us to a final question, just for you. After exploring this philosophy of grounding, cleansing, and manifesting, what rhythm is calling to you?